stitchy friends, and welcome to my channel, Rose Red Diamonds and Crafts. My name's Angelica, and this is my Flosstube channel, where I go over my whips for the month and then plans for next month. So it is the end of February, so we're gonna talk about what I've been up to this month and then plans for March. Okay, so this month I picked up 6 whips, 2 finishes, and completed a total of 13,570 stitches this month. The first thing I did after I posted my last video was actually I went to kit up a new start diamond painting for my birthday. It would be, I already had a diamond painting whip from Thanksgiving that I hadn't finished yet, but I wanted a new start for my birthday, which was at the beginning of the month. However, after kitting that up, I realized that I was short a few colors and I had to contact the company, and they sent me out the missing drills. So I didn't get that started for my birthday. I did start it for Valentine's Day, but then I went and finished, while I waited for those to arrive, I did complete the diamond painting from Thanksgiving, which was Home is Where the Magic Is. It's the Winter House by Randall Spangler. So that's the diamond painting news. Cross stitch. I think the first thing I picked up cross stitch wise was a Patreon chart from the Witchy Stitcher. It is mini stitched Spookies, which is 3 ornamental charts that I just put on a single piece of 14 count. I think I had the bat completed before, so I did the entire ghost and pumpkin, and that was 1,584 stitches. And this is 2/2 on 14 count. Charcoal dyed. I don't like this fabric. It looks like a shiny pencil. It looks like I'm gonna get I'm gonna get lead all over my fingers whenever I touch it. So I'm glad to be done with that one. Next is my birthday start cross stitch, which is Lost Soul by Selina Fenech, which is now retired from Heaven and Earth Designs as of Monday. And this is how much I got done this month. 2,002 stitches. This is my first time stitching on 25 count, and it was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And I hope that I can get used to it, because I want to do a lot more Heaven and Earths in the future, and I'd like to be able to do it on 25 count. This is 2/1 full stitch. I think that's all that's important. I think I spent 3 separate stitchy sessions on this. And like I did say, it was difficult. I have gone back and forth between whether I want to do Royal Rose or not, but I really like to color complete per page. So, and that gives me the most joy, so that's what I'll probably try to do. I just need to get used to stitching on 25 count. Next, I'm going to show you Stained Glass Dragon, which As I said before, my goal is to complete 3,000 stitches a month. However, I didn't reach that goal, and this month I only did 900 stitches, which I believe is these 3 and these 6 right here, these squares. And I like that they're pre-gridded, like the like this. So it's this is 11 count. It says it right here, 11 count, and each square is 3 strands of floss. So yeah, did not reach my goal for that this month. Next, is the Merry Mushroom 2 Sal, HAED Sal, sorry, which is no longer available. But if you are interested in the image, it is part of a larger chart from Aimee Stewart on Heaven and Earth Designs. It's Merry Mushroom Village Picnic. I always get village and picnic mixed up when I say it. Yeah, Merry Mushroom Village Picnic is the large, or the original chart, and this is just like a QS of it, and it'll probably fill up this entire thing, actually. And then there's like, this is a full page, and then I think it goes down 1.5 pages, so it's not going to be too large. So I think it's a QS, a quick stitch. Anywho, I put in 2,439 stitches on this month, and I'm doing this 2/1 tent stitch on 20 count. Let's see if I can. You see, some people complain that, or would argue that 2/1 tent on 20 count is not full enough, but I think it's plenty full. I don't typically like a thick stitch. There's a time and a place for thick stitching, and I don't think it's necessary for full coverage. This is 2/1 on 14, and that's a thick stitch, and I think that's all right because it's a partial. Speaking of 2/1, this is my other finish for the month, and that is January's Witchy Stitcher Patreon chart, Mon Cher, Cara. So awkward to say. Anyways, I did this one 2/1 because for Witchy Stitcher, I think 2/1 looks, it's puffy, and I like the way that looks. But I feel like the Witchy Stitcher is the only one. I mean, this is technically Witchy Stitcher also, but this is a 18 count, 2/1 on 18 count, and yeah, I think Witchy Stitcher is maybe the only person that, or the only charts that I like to do 2/1. And for this, took me 3 days, and it was 2,484 stitches. Okay, and the last whip that I picked up was No Time Like the Present, which is the Modern Folk Embroidery 2024 style. And it's divided up into bands, 10 bands, but this month I decided to do that I didn't feel like moving it from my Q-snap, so I did everything in that section of the Q-snap. it was the same amount of stitches that I would have had to do. I mean, not stitches, but it's the same amount of like squares that I would have had to do if I did the whole band. If I would have stopped here. So I did go a little bit below what I would have had to, had I stuck to the square count. So I did all of the blue and above this, all of the blue plus this top semicircle. I did that in one day, and then it took me like 2.5 days to do all this blue fill in, and then another day for all the green. And that's it. Was very satisfied, but I probably won't pick this up again this month. I didn't pick this up until late in the month, so, and I feel like unless I feel like it, I probably won't pick that up again in March. Also, I forgot to mention this frame, my 8x8 small frame broke. I broke one of these plastic grips, so that's why I ended up moving it to this half and half of an 8x8 in my 17-inch poles, which will end up working good because then I could color complete better, since most of the length of this is already available. So did I say that this, I don't even remember if I said it, but for this I did 4,161 stitches, which is over the 3,000 that I expect every month. But not every month is going to be equal. I already knew that. And so that's why I pushed it and kept stitching further below to get as much of that blue fill in as possible, because any more that I do this month would be would allow me to have less another month, in my mind at least. Anyways, and this is 1/1 on 18 count. All right, so March plans. So I if you weren't aware, I have 3 kits, or 3 whips. These 3 whips are my main focus for the year. Obviously, I would love it if I could complete all 3 of these 100%, but I know it's not likely. So if I could get them 75%, that's fine. 50%, I'll reevaluate when I get to the end of the year. For the HAED, Sal, if you complete 4 pages, then you earn the rest of the Sal charts, which I probably would never do, to be honest. And you could also, if you complete the entire Sal before the end of the year, then you could pick any 2 whips, or any 2 charts off their website. And unless I was eyeballing like a Thomas Kincaid, I don't really feel like which none of them are speaking to me anyways. None of them, I don't have any Thomas Kincaids in my wish list, and I feel like any of the charts that are in my wish list I could just purchase when they're on sale. So that's not, I'm just stitching this because I like the picture and because it's fun to do stitch along with other people. So I'm not concerned with finishing that before the year's, I mean, I don't have to finish it, is what I should say. I would love to have it done, but I don't have to finish it. So I said in my last video that I wanted to make some changes. And that is because I really like, I really enjoy some creators that do, that like draw projects or spin for projects. It's fun. That makes it fun for me. Or like if I was to do it, it makes it, it would bring me more joy to be able to spin for a whip, as well as doing whip go. So I did finally make whip go board after 2 years. I just couldn't commit to how I wanted to do my board. So the 12 prompts that I chose for myself is full coverage, sal, sampler, BAP, monochromatic, close to a finish, new starts, seasonal, holiday, Patreon, freebie, and stamped. So I chose those 12 prompts and put them on a WhipGo board. I did leave out 4. I did leave out, so they repeated twice, except for 4 I left only on there once. But I left out 4 because the 4 numbers have already been called. And I'm not trying to get a bingo. I am just playing along with the prompts. I'm letting somebody else choose 2 prompts for me every month. That's the way I'm looking at it. And when a number gets called, I could choose what I feel like working on that fits that prompt. But also, I'm not giving myself a stitch goal. It's just pick it up and spend some time on it. March's calls were 1 and 10, and that happens to be BAP and Sal. So BAP, I'm going to pick up my Lost Soul again. Sal, I wanted to pick up Arcana Sal from Uncanny Kari, but I decided that I would work on this one, Disney villains, Disney chibi villains, because I thought I was going to work on that this month in my stitching group, and it ends up being that it doesn't qualify for this month's challenge, so I'll pick this one up for Sal. Okay, so spinning a whip, I think I will draw for a month. More in the future if I feel like it, less in the future if I feel like it, I don't know. So I'm going to draw 4 numbers a month, and I'm not going to do it, so I assigned all my whips to a number, and they could be whips, they could be new starts, they could be ones that I want to kit up, they could be, yeah, a whip, new start, and to kit up. I listed everything, and I assigned everything a number. And then instead of using an app or drawing from a jar or a hat, I have a bingo, an actual bingo ball roller thingy. So I pulled 4 numbers, and they're already on my to-do list for March. So which I haven't explained yet. Okay, so Fandom Stitching Group is doing March Madness. So you pick 16 whips, and you assign them you assign them specific days, and then it's a bracket system. And you essentially, if you do work on every project, then you are going to be stitching every single day in March. It could be a minimum of 100 stitches per day, because you don't get points for anything under 100. So if you want to earn points for your team, you would stitch every single day on these projects. I made my board. I do not know if how much effort I'm going to put into it this year, but I do know that the 4 numbers that I drew for March, those are on my bracket, and so I will try to at least pick up those ones, if nothing else. So, yeah. So my whip go, my spin a whip, and March Madness bracket. So that is 17 whips that I intend on touching in March. So you will see how large or how much of that actually happens on my next check-in. But I think that's everything for today. And that, looking around, the only other thing that happened is I UFO'd another whip. I went through all my whips. Okay, so right before making my whip parade in December, I gathered up all my whips and I reorganized them and stuck them in a very large box. So it was nice having them all in one place. However, I realized that that's not working for me because I have actual whips and new starts all crammed together in the same spot, and it was just too much. It was too overwhelming. So I actually divided them up and put them into 2 separate totes. So so actual whips and then new starts. And then as I was trying to decide how to fill out my March Madness bracket this year, last year I only had 4 whips when going into March. I only had 4 whips, so I actually started 11 new starts last year in March just so that I could have the 16 whips for March, and I ended up not even touching all of them. That's another reason why I didn't want to put too much stress on myself for the bracket. Anyways, I started 11 new whips. Some of them I finished, some of them are close to finishing, and others I've decided to UFO. And so I recently UFO'd or shelved because I could decide I could change my mind later. So I recently put aside my my Hoovian Sal, which, so all I ended up doing was just the TARDIS, and I never did all the cute bits around it. And then so this month or a couple days ago, I kind of shelved my peppermint purple Macintosh Rose, which is right here. So I don't have that much worked on it, okay? So it's not, oh, the folk sampler, that was the last thing I actually shelved, was the folk sampler, which is kind of the same thing. I had only put in like 200 stitches in it on this huge project, and then decided I'm not going to work on it. I could use that fabric for something else. So this is one of the ones that I picked up for March Madness last year because it's a free project. It's peppermint. It is a Sal from Peppermint Purple from a few years ago, and it's free. And Miss Late Pages was working on it when I was watching her videos, and she was working on it. Hers was really pretty. She used a rainbow variegated floss, and I just thought it's free and it's cute, and yeah, so I wanted to start it. But I spent a whole year and I barely picked on it. Now I have whips that are focus whips that I want finished, and then I have whips that are just for like filler projects, right? They're just to fit prompts that I'll put in 200 stitches a year on it, and that's really not fair. You know, I don't want to drag on a project that I'm not in love with. So I'd rather just frog this and use this fabric for something else. So that's going to get, that's UFO'd. But okay, I guess that's it. And I will see you guys at the end of March, and we will see if I touch all 17 whips, or we'll see how much I get around to doing, right? So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.